Hey, it's Brett. You ever have one of those times where you're planning to do something and it turns into something entirely different? I was going to shoot a quick and easy video about how easy it is to install a fence when your fence on your fence line, fence, can I say fence one more time, on your property line is in need of replacement. And what actually wound up happening is it turned into the most amazingly frustrating experience I've had in a while. But I figured that'd be a fun way to share with you guys what you need to think about when you're closing so that you don't have that kind of an experience. Make sure you watch all the way to the end because for the first time ever, I am confessing in public the genetic chromosomal disorder with which I am afflicted, and my wife has known this for a long time, but I hope you guys enjoy and get a laugh. Bye-bye. Hey, how you doing? It's Brett with the Lab Realty Group. Lisa and I are getting ready to do a little bit of home improvement, and I just wanted to help everybody out with a quick how-to video on moving your fence line. So, pretty simple. Get some stakes. This is just busted up firewood with a little orange. You need a tape measure to make sure you know where your posts are going to be. So we got several of these. We'll just measure out 8 feet apart because our sections are going to be 8 feet. And then what we're going to do is you can see the fence line right here. When we bought the house, we had a survey done. And so I've got the plat. So I know this is where the fence line is. I know that the corner is beyond the fence line right over here. So I just need to draw kind of a straight line down that fence line right there. And then basically the corner is at that back corner fence and the line comes out here somewhere. And just find the iron pin, which I know is there because we saw it when we bought the house. And then measure it out, tape measure, every 8 feet. Put a stake, dig a hole, plant a post, fence. Poof, okay? Let's take a look at how easy it is. All right, so I figured out where the fence line comes down on the side. I figured out where the corner is over there. I've got a rough idea of where the pin is, and I know it sticks out of the ground about that much, and like I said, we saw it when we bought the house about 5 years ago, so I've got a rough idea where it is. Next step, find the pin. Just gonna use a steel rake, push back a bunch of the leaves and the debris that's on the woods, on the floor of the woods here. And when I hear it go clink, I'll know that's where the pin is, and that's where I can pull the line from that corner to this corner, and then I just plant those flagged stakes along the way. Okay, there you go. Pretty simple. I mean, if you can't push a steel rake through leaves, I mean, come on. Okay, so haven't found the pin yet. But I know it's around here somewhere. I mean, I've got the line to the corner over there. I've got the line down the fence, which is it's not a perfectly straight line on the plat, but I know it's right around here somewhere. I found a lot of rocks, found a lot of things that went clink, but no rebar yet. So we're just gonna keep moving kind of like an expanding circle along where the that intersection is. And as soon as we find it, we'll be ready to go. So it's a hunk of iron bar sticking out of the ground. You would think it'd be pretty easy to find. So I've cleared out about probably a 20 section, 20 foot by 20 foot section of fallen limbs and stumps, and the gnats are driving me crazy. And you would think that it'd be pretty easy to find a hunk of rebar that's sticking out of the ground, right? So no, it's not. So a lesson learned from me, shared with you, so that you don't get frustrated like this. When you buy your house and you get the stake survey and you go and you see that nice little piece of rebar with the bright orange paint on it, and you're like, awesome, I'll so forever be able to find the corner of my property. You would think so, not so easy. So get a big rock, put it next to the piece of rebar, plant a tree, put a bush, some daffodils, depleted uranium rods from the closest nuclear reactor so you can find it with a Geiger counter. Do something to find the stake, because apparently it's not as simple as just pushing a big piece of steel around to go clink into the rebar that should be sticking out of the ground right here. Okay, hey, I hope you're having a great day. Lesson learned from my family to yours. Now you don't have to go through it. Have a good one. Not many videos get a PS, by the way. This one does. So, true confession time. So after I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna go figure out how to rent or borrow a metal detector, and then we're gonna go find the iron post, I went inside, and I've got a genetic deficiency that requires constant attention and treatment. My wife refers to it as the Y chromosome. Basically, in a nutshell, it is the inability to find things. So when I was upstairs looking for the engineering solution, the metal detector, so we could come find this thing, Lisa just kept on expanding the search and finding it and making it happen, and boom! Like I said, you got this little iron pipe with this little pink flag on it still. So now we found it. That'll be the corner of the fence, and I'll pull a line straight from here to the other corner of the property and do all the measurements and all that kind of stuff. But the lesson learned is if you're not going to put a fence post next to your iron post, put a rock or something there so that you don't have to worry about whether or not you've got the Y deficiency.